From the heart of Yabashar, to the depths of the sea, to the wilds of the cosmos, Medam, find me. O eternal wraith, come forth. Purify our minds and spirits. Never let me out of your sights again. Drohon leads the forces of Badal Denegon in cleansing the followers of Medam the Eternal Wraith from the land known only as Yabashar. He and half of Denegon's army engage in a fight against the resistance. Drohon and his men slice through resistant soldiers. He rallies his army to show no mercy, and they eagerly obey. The air is crisp with the smell of embers. Drohon disarms a younger man and skewers him in his abdomen. He takes no more pleasure in spilling this man's blood than he did in that of countless brothers before, but he takes pleasure all the same. This is Drohon's duty. Drohon raises his sword and begins the cultic, rhythmic chant.
Ba'adel! Ba'adel! Ba'adel!
This means rebirth in the Torac language. Drohon and his followers repeat this as the next wave of village defenders emerge, meager as they are. Meanwhile, Marx, the next Titus, gathers Prefect Morin and his family and squeezes them into his cellar. He throws whatever he can find in front of the door, ransacking his dwelling in the process. A premature sweat drips across his brow. Marx rushes out his front door, only to find the blood of his brothers seasoning the streets. It is all Marx can do to not brandish his sword immediately in the face of a club on course for his skull. Marx evades and readies himself against his opponent. The Torac army brute stands a head above Marx, thirsty for a chance at this next Titus, of whom he has heard so much. With a point of his finger, Drohon wields the power to level the entire camp. Torac forces purge home after home, brutalizing liberally and leaving little trace. Drohon soon after takes notice of Marx's dwelling, eager to investigate what or who might be hiding there. As Marx dodges blow after blow, calculating his critical strike, he takes notice of Drohon, the champion of Denegon, who is intently watching his fight. As always, he intends to put on a good show for these brutes. After all, violence is the only language they understand. But performing for his so-called antithesis, his opposite, makes him uncomfortable. At the Torac's latest blow to the air, Marx slashes at the exposed area above the knee plate. A direct hit, it is not quite enough to bring the brute down. In fact, this only makes the Torac angrier. Marx takes the opportunity to catch the monster off guard, flinching back at the next few blows. At this, Marx lacerates the brute's wrist. The Torac drops the club, allowing Marx to skewer the man, finishing the job. Torac soldiers move into the remaining dwelling. Drohon takes notice how much this causes Marx to panic.
We found him!
These words from Drohon usher the Torac forces to surround Marx entirely, humiliating him and blocking him from his abode.
I see the hatred in your eyes. How unbecoming of the next Titus.
Ba'adel, Ba'adel, Ba'adel. A few join in this chant, but others hesitate, recognizing that Drohon is not joining in. Indeed, Drohon revels in the privileges his title as champion afford. Declaring exactly when the battle has been won is among them.
Is this the next Titus? Why haven't I had an introduction?
Marx says nothing in response, only stealing glances at his violated dwelling and the prisoners being forced from it and taken behind the home. Marx tries his hardest to push through the wall of Torac brutes, but they knock him down.
Pathetic. Is he even worth my time?
Laughs and cheers roar from the crowd.
Of course he is! The moment we have been waiting for is here.
Torak warriors look to Drohon and then step aside for him.
Show me what I have been waiting for.
Marx readies his weapon, scoffing at Drohon's cockiness. The duel begins, and the two are evenly matched, trading blow after blow, proving why they are leaders of their respective factions. After a minute, Marx starts to get the upper hand, catching Drohon off guard and striking his shoulder. But Drohon gets more vicious and pushes Marx back. Drohon continues to exhibit fearsome and offensive swordplay, eventually knocking Marx down, bringing him to his knees. Drohon holds his sword toward Marx, pronouncing him defeated. Marx looks in disbelief and anguish, but then solemnly accepts his fate.
Restrain him. Do whatever you need to, but keep him alive. Take the prefect he was hiding, too. You know what to do with the rest.
Marx, restrained, begins to utter a prayer.
From the heart of the earth, to the depths of the sea, to the wilds of the cosmos, Medam will find me. O eternal wraith, come forth.
A brute clobbers Marx, knocking him out. Sometime later, at the Torak base, Drohon beats Marx over and over.
Tell me where it is!
Come forth, O eternal wraith. Purify my spirit.
Drohon plunges a knife into Marx's knee. Marx cries out in pain.
I've had enough! Flog him!
Drohon leaves as his lackeys continue their torture. Jaren, Drohon's right-hand man, returns from a scouting mission.
Another successful plunder, O champion.
Medamites?
Yes. They all bore the symbol of the Wraith, and they've been dealt with.
Good. I have captured the next Titus as planned, but I grow weary of trying to make him talk. I trust you will take care of him while I lead the next raid.
Of course, my champion.
I'll leave at nightfall.
At the Medamites' headquarters, a boy named Matthias trains for battle with a young lady named Eris, and Matthias is particularly aggressive. Eris stops the sparring for a moment.
Marx knows what he is doing.
It's not enough. You know what the champion of Denegon is capable of.
Do we need another wake?
I've prayed enough. Whether Medam has heard me or not, I did my part.
Then keep training. Keep your skills up and your senses sharp.
Easy for you to say.
Excuse me?
Matthias strikes. Eris blocks.
You're not expected to be on the front lines if they come here.
But I will be.
The sparring continues, both of them getting their frustrations and insecurities out. Drohon and his army march through the dense forest. They march for a few hours. The evening light peeks through the trees' leaves until they spot the village. It is hidden amongst the trees, and all of its lights are out. Drohon figures that this is a security protocol to prevent the Toracs from discovering them at night. Drohon snickers at this and then orders his men to surround the perimeter of the village. Drohon doesn't want to reveal their presence until the right moment. The Torak army surrounds the base and keeps out of sight of the few Medamite sentries. Once the Torak soldiers are in position, Drohon shouts out his orders.
Baradel! Baradel!
Drohon and his men charge the village, catching the sentries off guard and forcing them to blow horns as an alarm. But before the Medamites can do much of anything, the Torak army slices through them all, both soldier and citizen. The few who are able to fight back only manage to kill 1 or 2 Torak soldiers. Soon all of the villagers are dead, and the only building left unburned is the center chapel. Among the bodies, Drohon notices a man wearing prefect garb.
Now why would a prefect be out here on the front lines? Unless...
Drohon walks up to the door of the quaint dwelling. Drohon can't help but smile as he prepares to uncover whatever priest or elder is hiding in fear behind the door.
Bring me an axe!
A brute does so. and Drohon breaks down the door. He and his men push aside the furniture that was barricading from the other end, and they turn over the whole place until they find a teenage girl hiding in the closet. Drohon's men restrain her. She is wearing ceremonial robes.
A priestess. Take her.
The priestess Elise scratches and claws to try and get away, but to no avail.
One more sweep. Make sure there aren't any more prefects.
The Toracs kill a few more survivors and then begin to move out. It is a long march, and the priestess eventually gets too tired to struggle or fight back. Drohon marches at the head of the Torak army, reveling in his victory. Drohon thinks back to his past. He came from an affluent family, and he gladly joined Baedal Denegon's army. He had always loved the idea of being able to force the world to be peaceful and orderly, and he believes that he is one of the few people capable of fulfilling such a role.
Because of me, Baedal Denegon will prevail because of me.
Drohon excelled in all of his training and quickly rose through the ranks up to being champion after the last one was killed in battle. Under a veil, Denegon himself promoted Drohon. This was the closest Drohon had ever come to meeting Denegon, face to face.
The next time I see Denegon, I will be the one to hand him the Every Stone and proclaim the war is won.
As Drohon thinks these things and continues to breathe curses against the followers of Medam, he suddenly sees a blinding flash of light. All of his senses are consumed, and he stops in his tracks. His men also stop walking and look at Drohon in confusion as the champion fumbles around. A few go to grab him.
Champion, sir!
Drohon cannot see or hear them, for all he can see is an endless void of piercing light surrounding a radiant human figure. A momentous voice then resonates from the figure. Drohon, why are you persecuting me? Drohon tries to respond, but can only quiver in fear. Drohon tries to look away, but cannot. And the longer he sits there in silence, the more vulnerable and humiliated he feels.
Who are you?
I am Medam, whom you are persecuting. Drohon is consumed with fright and falls to his knees. I have called you, Drohon. You are to return to your camp and set your prisoners free. Then you will become an instrument in reuniting my people and vanquishing Baedal Denegon. The figure that claims to be Medam turns around and walks into the void. The light fades around Drohon. As the vision goes away, Drohon falls to the ground, breathless, speechless, and overloaded. His men scramble to help him up.
Sir, what is it?
That light.
There's no light, sir. What's happening?
No. You.
Elise, the young priestess, watches in amazement. Drohon collapses